Wins
0-0.
spot in the quarterfinal on the line. Nice drop from Catherine Parenteau. Sneaky drop volley off the bounce.
I like that. I think if you can make Zoe move, I think you're in a good spot in the singles matchup. The thing is that Zoe, again, she's a great ball striker, so it's going to be hard to manipulate the point and control it right away. Catherine's definitely an experienced player, so that's why I'm looking forward to this one.
Point.
Just a little too much from Zoe, but I like the point. I like that they're both working it right now and settling in.
1-0.
Another dropper from Parenteau. Strong fist bump to close. 2-0.
So how do you keep a strong baseliner away from the baseline? You bring him to the nets.
Very wise.
2-0.
Gonna name drop Simone Jardim. Was so good at that back in the beginning of the PPA tour. She was top in singles, doubles, mixed, and every time in singles I played her, I hated when she did that.
Yeah.
So
let me stay on my baseline.
And Catherine, obviously a student of Simone's at the University of Michigan, and learning from her, I could just kind of
Michigan State, Michelle. Do not get those confused.
Oh, I'm sorry, Michigan State. How dare I?
Former Michigan Wolverine. I'll clarify that for you. Just kidding. And on behalf of Brooke Buckner and Kate Fahey.
There you go. A lot of greatness, huh? We're going to be in Michigan at the Beer City Open.
That's right.
So we want to see all of you guys out there in the mid-season tournament. Love it.
But yeah, what a way to come into the sport for Catherine Parenteau. Learn under the great Simone Jardim.
Wow.
Nice.
Side out.
I mean, she is working the short angles on Zoe Wang. So if you're Zoe, you know they're coming. Adjust forward, and then what?
Adjust. You got to come into the net. You got to find something. You can't stick around at the baseline, or you just have to anticipate moving in after big shots.
Point.
But Zoe is staying at the baseline, interestingly enough. It's hard to kind of catch it when you're in the middle of all the hard play. It goes by so fast. That's why timeouts are good, just to kind of regroup, even if it's early on in the game. Big shot there from Catherine.
Point.
Catherine Parenteau is owning this match so far. Commanding presence, a lot of confidence.
Timeout receiver, 6-0.
No missteps in 12 and mixed.
I love seeing the history. You know, we've been around 5 years, this PPA tour, and it's great to revisit and see all the greatness on that board. Beautiful.
Let's see if Zoe adjusts to some of the drop volleys and short angles Parenteau's possessing that time. Hung true at the baseline, came up with a better pass, gets the ball back.
Yeah, the quality of the passes need to be better from Zoe. I think she figured that out there. Her footwork to look a little bit better getting into position for that shot.
This is the 7th meeting, by the way, between these two. That's wide for Catherine, and Zoe has won 2 of the past 6, most recently in last year's Virginia Beach outing at the Cup.
1-6.
Also in Vegas when Zoe made a nice run. And the angle from Catherine Parenteau wins the battle again from the kitchen on her side.
Yeah, I like to see that when she has a ball to execute on, she's going to go for it. She's not going to hit a drop volley. She likes to mix things up, keep it fresh.
Ooh.
Side out.
She was ahead on that one, missing wide.
Point.
Couple in a row on the wide misses for Catherine. Zoe bringing the heat on her
2-6.
serve.
Point.
Nice strike to the corner for Zoe, who opted to close to the kitchen that time.
You could see the pressure from Catherine too. Oh, she's coming in. What do I do now? What kind of shot do I
Can you get it?
make against Zoe coming up to the net? And that's why game 1 and game 2 are important to figure those things out, especially earlier on in the match. You keep that in mind. You also keep in mind which direction the player is coming in on. There's a lot of things that are happening in these players' minds. Keeping tabs on everything. Strengths, weaknesses, movement patterns.
We have lost the ball. That is the current delay. Zoe Wang has found it, she thinks.
I mean, the barriers are amazing. I don't understand how they still
I don't
keep
either.
getting lost.
I don't either.
3-6. Side out. Six, 3. Point.
Now Parenteau putting the pressure on Zoe.
7-3.
Ooh,
Side out.
right in the strike zone, denied by the Nets.
Zoe Wang, leader in the Asia Trailblazers. I saw a lot of players from Asia come to the slam, and it's been such a great thing to see the growth in the sport coming to Atlantic, coming to the States. So we're seeing all the international players coming here, and Zoe's been kind of the lead in you know, the face.
And you've been a part of that shift in Major League Pickleball internationally as well.
Yeah, visiting Australia, just came from New Zealand, and the sport is growing internationally, you guys. This is huge. Gives me goosebumps to see how this all happen. And now we're seeing players from all over.
We were there for the beginning to witness it all. Nice placement from Catherine Parenteau, inside out of the air.
9-3.
Slice serve.
Point.
Game points.
Game point.
Catherine Parenteau.
10-3. Point game.
And that will wrap up game 1. Parenteau runs away with it. 11-3, looking sharp and looking solid with her game plan against Zoe Wang. Game 2 up next.
2, time
In order to take it to 3.
0-0. Point. 1-0. Point.
Another hot start for Catherine Parenteau. Any adjustments you'd like to see on both sides, Michelle?
I think Catherine's doing great, but what I would love to see
2-0.
Zoe Wang is really just make more shots. I want her to just kind of work the point a little bit more and, you know, really fire it up. I want to see energy from her. You saw the energy there from Catherine Parenteau. Now, Zoe Wang, let's match that.
3-0.
Wow.
Point.
Full-fledged effort for Catherine Parenteau.
And we've seen Zoe Wang play better. Maybe this is not her day, you know. Maybe it's just tired, fatigue. It looks like a little bit.
4-0.
But maybe she'll just come out of that. You just never know in this sport.
Yeah, she's been a road warrior.
Yes.
Many accounts.
5-0. Point.
First of 3 matches today for Catherine Parenteau, who's looking extra sharp. As we've seen her in singles, I think looking to get back to peak final form that we've seen so many tournaments before.
6-0. Side out. 0-6. Point.
All right. A little hope there for Zoe Wang. I want to see her firing up her cylinders. Get a little pumped up. You're on championship court, girl. Let's go.
1-6.
Oh, gets there, but it's wide. What a shot from Zoe Wang.
You know, she was just a little tired of getting dropped herself, so she decided to use the same game plan this time against Catherine Parenteau.
2-6. Side out. Six-two.
Such a clean stroke for Catherine Parenteau.
7-2.
Interesting.
Side out.
This time, Catherine Parenteau at the baseline, it brings Zoe Wang up, and that hasn't, you know, that's not usually her game plan, but she's trying something new. Sometimes when you're ahead, your mind starts to shift and wonder, what else can I do against this opponent? And it's okay to try it. She has it in the budget.
2-7. Point.
But that gives Zoe Wang a little bit of momentum. You want to be careful with that.
3-7.
Parenteau
Point.
goes wide and goes heavy
Receiver 4-7.
to the sideline. Hope she's okay after that slide. Seems to be just grabbing a brick of water, but my goodness.
You see Catherine sliding out there. She's doing good. She's doing great. She just lost.
Gets interesting. We'll continue to focus our attention over here.
Point.
Great spot for Zoe Wang. Make it 4 straight points for Zoe Wang.
She's moving better, and you heard a
5-7.
come on from her. That's huge. Things are shifting.
Side out.
But do you see just the movement to that ball was a lot better than game one. And just showing that you're willing to move towards that is, you know, putting Catherine Parenteau in a
7-5.
situation where she might feel just a little pressure.
Oh, wow.
Point.
3rd shot winner. Not often that you see that.
Love it. She moved all the way to the sideline just to execute the perfect shot with all that feel, getting that drop.
8-5.
Zoe Wang let it fly. Felt like it was going wide. Perfectly placed by Parenteau. Goes inside out again. Torturous.
Might want to keep it away from that corner, Zoe.
Timeout receiver 9-5.
So Wang will call a timeout here. Now we check in on Grandstand. We promise there's live action going on. Jansen and Todd locked up at 10 apiece. Todd gets the go-ahead match point. Now 11-10. Wow. And Todd will take the match there. Hanging on by a thread. 12-10, 12-10. What a win for Todd, but Jansen, a.k.a. Fink, now on the rise and on the radars of many.
You would say what a battle from Fink, right? Against a player like
Absolutely.
He's just so astounding in her singles game. She's so good. She's going to move forward. It's not an easy draw for her.
Time in. 9-5. Side out.
Catherine kind of forcing the drop volley. She wasn't quite in a good position there, but she knows that's what is successful against her, so she's going to give it a try.
It's
right back to the backhand corner of Zoe Wang. Side out.
I like that volley. She didn't quite give it the drop volley touch. She gave it a little bit of a cut, which is also known as a little slice. And that keeps the ball low after the bounce. It is a slower shot, but it's really well used when you're trying to bring someone to that position where you're hitting.
That's a beaut from Zoe Wang.
No wonder Catherine's been bringing her up to the net. Look at that ball.
5-9.
Oh my, Parenteau, too good. It felt like Wang had full control of the point until that.
Catherine's understanding of being able to hit a well-executed shot from the mid-court is it's just so good. Look at her. Mid-court volley for the winner. Of course. Get that fist pump. I love it.
Nine 5.
Parenteau trying to open up the forehand side, working the backhand. Zoe Wang stands tall.
I like that. I like that Catherine doesn't always go to the opening spot. But it has been working for her against Zoe Wang, so maybe she wants to keep doing that. That's her play. That's what's gotten her a quick first game and a strong second game.
Point.
Another little mini run here for Zoe Wang. This is what she needs to do right now. Catherine's only 2 away from clinching this match, so this is the time.
6-9.
Nice. Right back to work for Catherine Parenteau.
Off the bounce, so smooth down the line. It's a tough shot to make because it's the highest part of the net. So you have to have a really good topspin on that ball. She makes it look easy.
Side out.
And sends it right back to Zoe Wang.
6-9.
Oh, another feathery drop from Catherine Parenteau, who says right now, let's go.
Yeah, I'd like to see Catherine take off a lot of power now that she has a service possession. because the last two baseline shots she's missed long. So taking a little bit off of that ball is going to really help her here get a little bit closer to finishing this match.
Ooh.
And there it goes again. It escapes her, missing long, this time on the serve.
6-9. Side out.
A little quick side out action from both opponents.
Nine, 6.
Out of the air to the corner goes Parenteau for match points.
Again, successful at going to the opening court. Parenteau so good. Really making her opponent work.
Match point. Ten, 6.
Just wide, had it wide open. Looks to the crowd who's sighs on her behalf.
Yeah, Zoe was booking it to the opposite end.
Catherine Parenteau won a title in Atlanta in 2021. In the earlier years, her mentor at the time, Simone Jardim, won it at the tournament's inception back in 2020. That was until Annalie Waters came onto the stage and started claiming gold on a regular basis.
I love the history. I love hearing it.
Point.
Zoe Wang not ready to go away yet.
Seven, 10. Side out. Match point.
Match point for Parenteau. Looking for a quarterfinal appearance. Her last final was last year, Michelle, in June of 2024, almost a year ago, since we've seen Parenteau make it all the way.
Point.
Into the net it goes. Parenteau marches on to the quarterfinals. 11-3, 11-7. Peak performance for Catherine Parenteau, the 7th seed.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with how she's really utilizing the...
Catherine Parenteau signing autographs and taking names in women's singles. She marches on to the quarterfinals, a 2-game win over Zoe Wang, and she looked to be in full control the entire match through. Michelle McMahon and Michelle Esquivel in the booth. Catherine Parenteau courtside to talk about it. Catherine, that's as good as we've seen you in singles. You seem to be back to your peakest performance. What inspired your outing here today?
Yeah, I've been spending a lot more time on the courts working on my singles game. I felt like I was focusing a lot on doubles, maybe for the past few months, but I would say, you know, having a break between the PPA in North Carolina and now, that really helped, and I really tried to spend a little bit more focus on my singles game.
Nice, Catherine. You have so many devoted fans out here. They love you.
This is awesome. I mean, this is a pretty good outcome for a Thursday. Thank you guys for rooting for me. And even if you were not rooting for me, I thank you for being here.
Do you mind saying something a little to your Canadian fans, your French-Canadian language? I want to hear it.
Merci à tous mes partisans du Québec.
And Catherine, you mentioned the work you've been putting in on court in singles. What specifically have you been drilling and working on back home?
I would say for sure, like in the gym, spending a lot of a lot of time on my first step, just being quicker at the kitchen, spending a lot of time on my serve. It's really important, specifically with the lifetime ball. I think having a big serve is really important here. And also just working a ton on my returns. I think the first ball of every point is really important when it comes to singles.
And last one, Catherine, it's been a minute since we've seen you in a final. How much does that motivate you to get back there, not only to a final, but in a Grand Slam here this weekend?
For sure, I would love to, but I just, it's a tough draw. There's so many good girls out there. I'm just going to try to, take it one match at a time and yeah, just see how it goes and just give it my all and 100% effort.
All right. Catherine Parenteau, congratulations. Moving on to the quarterfinals with the international fan base behind her. We're going to step aside for just a moment.